Hi, today we will look into how to sketch the exponential graph, that is y equals to a to the power of x. Now there's a few scenarios over here. What happens if a is between 0 and 1? Or a is greater than 1? And perhaps I can even will even show you, alright, what will happen if a is between -1 and 0. Or a is smaller than -1. Now let's consider this case first, alright. What happens if, let's imagine this number is 2, alright, a is 2, alright. We imagine by using a real number that I substitute in. I think it's easier to imagine. If this is 2, now, sorry, a is 2, so y is equals to 2 to the power of x. Now, 2 to the power of 0, what do you get? You got 1. Alright, then you have 2 to the power of 1. You got 2. 2 to the power of a very large number, you will get a super large number. Now what happens if it's -1? Then this will be half. If it's a negative infinity, now 2 to the power of a negatively large number, take for example, alright, let's say x is equals to -100. Then y will be equals to 2 to the power of -100. That will be equals to 1 over 2 to the power of 100. You realize that it's still positive. Doesn't mean this is negative. This 2 to the power of a negative number doesn't mean that it is negative, alright? A lot of students, I don't know why they put when x is negative, then 2 to the power of x will also be negative. That the minus sign has nothing to do with the polarity of 2 to the power of x. Now, 2 to the power of x is nothing but just 1. Okay, I'll show you. If let's say this is 2 to the power -3, then this will be just 1 over 2 to the power of 3. I think you all studied that in indices. Alright, doesn't mean that if this is negative, this answer will be negative. No, you just flip the thing around. That's all. Okay, so come back to this. 2 to the power of -100 is equals to 1 over 2 to the power 100. And this number is super huge. 2 to the power 100 is super huge. So 1 over a super huge number, you will get a positive number but very close to 0. So if we sketch this, let's say this is 1. When x is 1, this is 2. Then when x is very large, this will be super large. So your graph will look something like this. Alright? And it just taper off, alright? And get very close to the x-axis. Because when x is super huge, it will be very close to 0, but positive. So your graph will look something like this. Now, the thing to take note is, regardless the value of a, anything to the power of 0 is 1. Alright, so you find that this one has when x equals to 0, your y always equals to 1, regardless of the value of a. Now, what happens if, let's say a is between 0 and 1? Now, let's say we have a number, let's say it's half now instead of 2. All right, a is between 0 and 1. Let's take the example that a is half. Now, I will not construct this table because you can do it on your own, but we will just try to do it over here. I mean, just try to imagine. All right. Now, if x is very large, what will happen? Your y will be very close to 0 but positive. Take for example half to the power of 10. So you got half times half times half 10 times. So the number is very small but positive. So 2 to the power of, no, half to the power of 0, you will find that this is still a 1. Okay. And what happens if this number is negative? Let's say negatively large. What will happen? You flip this because of negative, your indices, your rule of indices. So this is will tends to infinity, positive infinity. So this part, when x is negatively large, you will find that the value of y will tends to infinity. So your graph will look something like this. All right, gets closer and closer to the x-axis. You'll find that it's just like a mirror image of each other. Now, what happens if a is negative? Now, if a is negative, let's say a takes the value of -2. All right, let's now try to sketch the graph where this is -2 to the power of x. Now, take note, this is not equals to -2 to the power of x. This is not equal. This is 2 to the power x times -1. A lot of you get confused. So you'll find that we learned in the earlier lesson, all right, the sketch of y equal x cubed, the sketch of root x. When you times by -1, you actually reflect the graph, all right, flip the graph about the x-axis. So if this value is here, you multiply by -1, this one will take on this value. This is 1, you multiply by -1, this will take -1. And this graph will be here. And similarly, your graph will look something like that. Now this graph is y is equals to -2 to the power of x. Okay, take note, this is -2 to the power of x does not equal to this. Okay. Now, what happens if a, let's say, a is -half. Okay, a take the value of -half. Now, just now we say that when a is between 0 and 1, the graph looks like that. Let's say then we have come to the conclusion that your half to the power of x, this is your graph, right? The one that my finger is going over. Now, you are multiplying -1 to this to get y equals to -half to the power of x. So again, you just need to flip this graph. So your new graph, or rather your graph of -half to the power of x, will look something like this. Okay. this point is minus 1. All right, this point is 1. Okay. Let me just go over with this pen again because I think it's running out of ink. Okay, for that we have come to the end of this lesson. Now next I'm going to teach you how to sketch these two graphs, and it's pretty interesting. At the same time, it is not difficult at all. If you are interested, please click on the URL or the hyperlink that is listed below. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.